copyrighted 2018 February 9th. eCELi, all rights reserved. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. For the kingdom and the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. Hello online people, this is our weekly Friday Reds. Please share it to your friends. Friday Reds is a weekly Facebook show, and we encourage everyone to share. And we talk about the past week, the present week, and the future week. And we have a few viewers out there. Hello Joel, hello Maria. Yeah, I'm live. If you don't believe me, you can dial area code 209 or 1209-534-8179. Again, this is Facebook Live or online live, and of course later on it'll be pre-recorded when it's on online, like on YouTube. All right, I mentioned, I stated the Lord's Prayer, which is on Matthew chapter 6, how God taught Jesus how to pray, and how Jesus taught his disciples how to pray 2018 years ago. And then of course in 1776 USA Constitution, the preamble of the United States, we the people, was also performed as our intro to this Friday Reds weekly show. And what we're gonna do is talk about a little bit of the past, because I went to Bub Elementary here in California, Mountain View, California, and I enjoyed the elementary life, and of course the science, technology, engineering, math in 6th grade, and 5th grade is literature, English writing in 5th grade. And of course we do field trips. We go to the San Francisco Exploratorium and those things in elementary. And many kids, K to 6th grade, experience the young minds. And so my past was very good, at least the 5th grade and 6th grade, being exposed to creativity, creating original inventions, ideas. 6th grade, we were able to study all the American inventors like Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin, Henry Ford. So 6th grade was encouraging us to be inventors and problem solvers. And I go back to the past and want to implement that in the future, especially my project in the Philippines, the STEM project in Bulina, Pangasinan, the Luciente First project, which I started after 2016-17 But you know, in the United States, there are certain rules for requesting for money, any kind of nonprofit funds or donations has to be accounted for, and so the certified public accountants need to account any kind of donations that were made and then how it was spent, you know. And so the K to 12 project I'm proposing is basically young children in that first elementary school, and as an example, as a prototype, to make that school have all the kids, whether rich or poor kids, on the villages there, or different what you call barrios. That's what they call them. We call them county, different section of the city. Um, that those children, you know, have access to the online and have their own, you know, tablets or smartphones, like the smartphone I have here. And so, past and present, I mean, at the time I was going to elementary, there was no such tools. But today, the K to 6, the young minds have the privilege to access online information. And I'm pointing them to a website called khanacademy.org, KHANACADEMY.org. There, the grades fifth graders or even fourth graders can access online free education in case they drop out of elementary school. Imagine if children, for some reason, financially, the parents are poor, or the parents are under some kind of situations with drugs, or parents are, you know, not being good parents, and the godparents are not there. The children have, you know, young minds. If they're given such tools as a tablet or smartphone, if they have interest in their self-education, they can go online and access khanacademy.org, as well as YouTube how to, you know, the YouTube channel. You can be self-taught in how to, you know, do practically anything, how to fix things, how to, you know, farm, you know, all sorts of information is on the YouTube channel, as well as khanacademy.org. It defines grades K, grades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to college level. And you could be self-taught to be a computer programmer and be writing programs online. You know, you can write code online or write an app. So children are so privileged that I saw the imbalance between internet cafes, where the children have more tools and information than the K to 6 elementary grades. So the idea, hopefully the Department of Education and the Philippine government there would provide a free Wi-Fi access and tablets, because that's what they do here in California, in counties like Santa Clara County, and all the different cities of the United States. Every K to 6 graders, the young minds, are exposed to science, technology, engineering, math. And the purpose of that is to be a mathematician or problem solvers. That's to exercise the young minds. And so that's basically my past about K to 6th grade here in the U.S. And I will, you know, I'm devoting my energy and time in giving the young minds tools to be problem solvers in their local community, or even in their own home and their local family. So that is an ongoing thing, and I got to create these infrastructure in America, and then eventually we'll go to the Philippines to do these infrastructures there, because sometimes you have to build better tools and trust people to not corrupt it. And so the idea is to go from batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, batch 4, batch 5 as perpetual and infinite, so that every batch will improve the new batch. And so that's the idea, is to, you know, and it's not generally just for the elementary kids in the Philippines and Bulinaw, but the idea is to all over the world. Any even here in the United States. I mean, there are locations in the U.S. that are very impoverished also, but there are also filthy rich communities in America that have access tools of improving the young minds and to make the young minds very competitive throughout the world. And of course, Internet of Things, Internet of online. I mean, it's the best vehicle for remote villages or places that have young minds that can access khanacademy.org. So that's my idea, and if that keeps going, the teachers from K to third grade, you need those teachers to guide the children on the proper etiquette and the proper way of accessing information online. Because if the children are wild and get information and learn themselves in the internet cafes, and there's no adult supervision, no parental or adult or teacher supervision, then they might be misled with information that's bad. Because the internet has everything: good information, bad and ugly information. That's the beauty of online information. Anyways, that's the past, and also that's also my future present project. So in the present time, I wanted to make this broadcast a little short. In the present time, I'm going to share a poetry that I just wrote. Um, you know, every music I author or song I create, it begins with the words. It begins with the poetry, and I put them on my notebook. I have this notebook or engineering notebook. It's always like an idea book, because in research labs in the companies that I've worked with, our corporate lawyers always says, have a engineering notebook. Put your date, all the time, and of course, you keep the notebook so that when it comes time to when the idea becomes a corporate America is when the idea becomes a problem solver and it becomes a profitable idea, there is proof that you authored that idea. So I'm sharing a brand spanking new poetry that I wrote here in the Stanislaus County, where like Oakdale is the cowboy capital of the United States. So you see a lot of country and cowboy in America. You watch a lot of the westerns or whatever. And being here at Stanislaus County and going to Oakdale, where the cowboy capital of the U.S., you're able to observe and report, or observe and create your observation and your ideas. And so I'm going to share a new poetry. So it's still very rough cut idea, very rough draft, and the title is Why Paniola Make Paniolo Drink, or Why Cowgirls Make Cowboys Drink. That's the title. Why cowgirls make cowboys drink. So there's the verse 1. Now I know why, from my observation with my eyes, why cowgirls make cowboys drink, why country girls make country boys drink. Now I know why, oh my, why, from my observation with my own eyes, oh my. Chorus. I seen why country girls make country boys drink. Why, oh why cowgirls make cowboys drink. 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 As an Indios, lover of God, creator, lover, observer, from my observation with my eyes, why country girls make country boys drink. Now I know why, oh my. From my observation with my own eyes, oh my. I seen my country girls make country boys drink. Why, oh why cowgirls make cowboys drink? Why cowgirls make cowboys drink? Why cowboys? Why cowgirls make cowboys drink? All right, so this is a rough cut, and maybe sometime next week, the next Friday Red show, I'll be able to put some music into it. Right now, I'm just, reading, sharing a poetry. It's an original piece, brand spanking new. I just wrote it yesterday, but I've been observing and checking out our lives here in the Stanislaus County, as you know, Stanley Jack. Um, I'm playing or interacting with a bunch of American pharaohs here at Stanislaus County, where movies like American Graffiti talk about this county. Um, and my idea is, as an American pharaoh, as Stanislaus Kukunach, Stanley Jack, that's the lives here in the United States. This county, this particular county, is different in Los Angeles, Hollywood. It's different in San Francisco, Northern California. So Stanislaus County is a bunch of small towns and a bunch of farms, a bunch of agriculture, and it's like almost like Bolinao, but it's not by the ocean. It's almost like you know maybe it's just a small town, and everybody knows everybody here. I mean, my friends, my Facebook friends know other Facebook friends that are in this county. So, um, you know, but as me, I am an alias, Stanislaus Kukunach. Of course, email Camaro Says Breeze Shelly. That's all I've been doing. So that's what I shared. Is my present poetry. Authored the new original piece. Um, so so let's talk about. Oh yeah, what happened the past week is the SpaceX. Elon Musk is the CEO of that SpaceX that recently flew the rocket launched successfully, and the reuse of those rocket what do you call it, were reusable, and they made a successful launch heading to Mars. And they have a Tesla motor, I believe a Model T, one of their cars, electric vehicles, on this spaceship SpaceX. They're in Southern California, Hawthorne, California, and Elon Musk was there. Okay, so Tesla Motors, again, they are trying to solve. The engine doesn't use fossil fuel. It uses electrical storage batteries and inverters, and the future is real for that company. And so I hope my project, by the time the K to 6 STEM project graduates, batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, graduate from just the basic elementary school young minds in the STEM program, they will take it with them to junior high school, and further out to college, and in their careers in their local communities. And the growth of villages like in Bulina, Pangasinan, the growth rate is just immensely growing. So you can't let the children be left behind and be behind with technologies like Tesla motors or the SpaceX exploration. The ability for private businesses now to fly outer space. So Tesla Motors and SpaceX, these, and then Internet of Things, and what's more, there's just a lot of things. Of course, the also the Amazon Web Services, Amazon, all their fulfillment centers all over the world, they practically can remove poverty if Jeff Bezos, the CEO, really focuses on every country and give them some kind of a warehouse mechanism and be the suppliers of local communities, even remote communities. But that's still only on certain first world countries, and it's still not massively deployable to third world countries or reservations, uh, where poverty is still pretty high. But the beauty of internet of everything is I'm able to go Facebook Live and be able to say hello to Nino Oyohoy, Mallow Smith, all these Facebook Live people that are watching me, and they can interact with me. They can even text my phone number, area code 209-534-8179, and just text me and say, "Hey, I saw you on your Facebook Live Friday Reds weekly show," and that's all you know that's the beauty. But of course, those that have not watched this and they're just what you call pre-recorded later on, tomorrow or whatever, that are not interacting with me live, you just hopefully you can spread the word that next Friday, some between 7 to 10 p.m. I broadcast this Facebook Red show. I try to limit it to just 30 minutes, because it's kind of long and it's a big file to put on YouTube. And I really appreciate those people that are watching me right now, but I appreciate those people that watch me again later on, and share and spread, because I wanted to increase the viewing people. That's what I said in my last show. I may not continue because this is a prototype, and I'm just checking out the response by people, or the netizens all over the world, to see if there's any interest in this kind of blog talk show from Stanislaus County, where the American Pharaohs, cowboy town capital, Oakdale, California. There's going to be a lot of rodeos happening this summertime. Beginning in March, April, May. There's a bunch of what you call local rodeos going on in this county, Stanislaus County. All right, so next week, the future is Valentine's Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, and of course Ash Wednesday. It's currently it's called Mardi Gras. We're Mardi Grasing before Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday begins Lent, and before Lent is called the Mardi Gras period in America, New Orleans, celebrating the culture in New Orleans. And believe it or not, the word Manila men of Saint Malo in New Orleans, and I believe they were a tribe that used the same word, because new means in Bulina, new means Batyo, and I don't know if that's a Visayan word or original, but the Bulina word for New Orleans is Bayou, and so I was at, there's this new restaurant in just kind of reflection. But prior to Ash Wednesday, it's called prior to Lent, it's called the Mardi Gras period, and it was celebrated. It began in New Orleans, and long ago, I think it was in the either late 1800s or early 1800s, Filipinos, they were called Luzon Indios at the time, escaped from the galleons that were commuting between, from the Philippines, going through towards Alaska, North California, down to Mexico, Acapulco, and then they would walk all the way to to the Gulf of Mexico side, and then they would take those galleons and head out towards Spain, but they would go to towards Florida or think first, those galleons. But a lot of these sailors were Pinoy, they were Luzon Indios, and they escaped from these Spanish galleons, and they would go to Saint Malo, New Orleans, and Bayo, the new place that they settled down, these Filipinos. You can Google it or Wikipedia it, the Manila Men of New Orleans. Google that, Manila Men of New Orleans, and the word Bayo. It's a Luzonian. That's a word, a Bulina word, Bayo. Bayo, new. So Bayou or Cajun Bayou, it's a. Oh shit. Oh. Okay, we have to end the show. Thank you very much, Cajun Bayou. That's all we gotta talk about. All right. Peace, love, and all right.